Okay, so I'm gonna make up for last time and get in really quick. Hotfix 97.4 was pretty much a bug fix update, with lots of maps getting something done to them, but most of the stuff you won't notice. It's really nice to see an update that addresses a lot of the small issues in the game, and I hope they continue to do more of these over the coming months. But the big thing with this update is that 5 random achievements were added to the game. Since this is about 50% of the update, I'll take some extra time to talk about them and speculate on certain things people have been talking about. St. Francis. On Overkill or Deathwish, find and take the 2 punks that spawn in the car park of Harvest and Trustee Bank to the van and finish the heist. This one has to do with Wick. Vane has specific dialogue about the punks and talks about Wick. The achievement icon is also a dog, which has to do with the movie, which I myself haven't seen and should probably get around to doing. But there is going to be a lot more cross-promotion with the upcoming John Wick 2, especially since Starbreeze is developing the John Wick game in VR, so this will be the first of many references to come. High times! Cook 2 bags of meth on dockyards and secure them. Ever since they removed the 5% chance for the meth lab to spawn, you could at least cook 1 bag of meth and get a little bit of extra money and XP, so I'm not surprised that they added this achievement. But I don't get why it's not called High Tides. I mean, it's on a boat. What a waste of an achievement name. Looting in the dark for securing all 14 weapons on Murky Station without killing anyone on Overkill or Deathwish. This is what I was originally expecting one of the Murky Station achievements to be, so I'm glad they finally did. And in case you're wondering, 6 weapons spawn on each of the 2 carriages and 2 weapons spawn in the basement. Kiss the Chef. Cook 25 bags of meth on Cook-Off on Overkill or Deathwish. This is just an endurance achievement similar to Eurobag Simulator, Dr. Miserable or Farmer Miserable. I opted to do it on Deathwish for shits and gigs, but I was having an off day, and I'll put in the moment I blew the lab and rage quit, something I haven't done in quite a long time. Hotfix 97.5 made it so the van doors actually stay open, and I would talk about game testing, but I've already done that in my Goat Simulator video, so check that out if you want to hear me talk about quality assurance. One thing I am annoyed at is the cooking lines. I absolutely hate how they added lab rat lines. On lab rats, you have to move 3 bags of ingredients rather than simply adding it. The thinking part followed by the guessing part and then the correct or incorrect part makes sense if you have to run halfway across the map to add it. Not so much on Cook-Off. Melon, find the 9 rings on Birth of Sky. This one can be tricky, the rings are small and hard to spot a lot of the time. It may take you many attempts to learn the locations of the rings, but you can do it on any difficulty, so booting up the map and looking for them solo isn't a big deal. People have uncovered a few references to Lord of the Rings though. 9 rings were given to 9 men who desired power and became weapons for Sauron. The achievement name, Malon, is the password for the Doors of Durin riddle within the Lord of the Rings. The word itself is Ilvish for friend. Then you have the oddly specific amount the rings were worth, $1,954 on any difficulty. 1954 was the year the first edition of Lord of the Rings was published. The inscription on the rings reads, "One game to rule them all in the hunt for riches and glory." There have also been discoveries of files suggesting we might rob a director's house, so all of that is interesting speculation. Finally, the Akimbo Heather SMG gets some friends. We now have the Akimbo Compact 5s and the Akimbo Krinkovs. In my Jimmy review, I referred to them as a bimbo, and that is simply because I am not a fan of this class of weapon and was poking fun at it. But I went ahead and played around with them and tried to draw some conclusions. The Krinkovs are a high damage akimbo and naturally occur less ammo total as a result. I found the best results was pairing it with Silent Killer to push it past the 2 headshot breakpoint on Tans and setting it to single fire because you have a hard time maintaining ammo otherwise. Pairing it with a high concealment secondary like the Bronco also gives you a high chance of crits with it. The Compact 5s, however, are a low damage akimbo, and you can take Silent Killer to push it to a good breakpoint. I found that the best results was when it was aimed at high stability on auto fire. It has a really good pickup rate of around 9 to 13 per box, and I found myself never really worrying about running out of ammo, except if I was tased. Due to its high pickup rate, Silent Killer makes a good choice since you want to be killing in less bullets. One of the choices you have to make is either going for higher crits or higher stability. Of course you'd want to grab that SMG specialist skill, but if you can't aim for Inspire, aiming for Silent Killer should be your goal. The reason I never really liked Akimbo was because you had to spend so many of your points into Fugitive just to unlock that type of weapon. Or you could get Hitman and have a really below average perk deck instead. So that's it from me. The new skill tree beta is right around the corner, so I'll try to make a video about that. But for now, see you later.